Hello everyone, it's Eric Farver here along with Brendan Green. Wanted to give you a congratulations and welcome to the Brinkley RV family.
We're going to be giving you guys an in-depth walkthrough on the Model Z Air, so let's get into it.
Taking a look at the front of your travel trailer here, we're going to have a custom LP box with room for two 30-pound LP tanks, two Group 27 batteries, and even a little shelf here to carry all your tools. Opening up the top of your custom box here is going to gain you access to the top of the propane tanks. Also your gas regulator, which will have a built-in switch to where you can flip from one tank to the next. We've also included on the sides here a tank level gauge to where you can visually inspect what level your propane is. Checking out your BAL auto leveling system up front on the Model Z Air travel trailers. This system will have 3 points of auto level and 5 points of stabilization. You will also be able to raise and lower the tongue as you're hooking up and unhooking your travel trailer. Some additional features up here on the front of your travel trailer that's going to make life a little easier when it comes to hooking up and unhooking. You're going to have your LED lights under your BAL auto leveling system. You'll also have your Demco auto latch. Now with this latch, you don't have to do anything with the latch in order to hook it up to your tow vehicle. You're just going to pull your tow vehicle under there. Once the coupler goes over the hitch, it's going to auto latch. When it comes time to pulling away, you're going to open that up. You're going to raise up the tongue, pull away your tow vehicle, and then you're ready to auto level. Up at the front of your unit here, we're going to have our rock guard. This will protect your unit from any dirt and debris being flung up by your tow vehicle. Right above it, we're going to have our automotive painted fiberglass front cap here with our Brinkley lenses, LED lights behind it. This cap can be cleaned and buffed just like your car would be. However, I do have to note, you can't buff the graphics or the lenses.
So over here on our off-door side pass-through, we have a lot to go over, so bear with me. But up on the very top of your utility center here, you'll see two electric dump valves. Your gray tank will be on the left and your black tank will be on the right. So they're just a switch. All you do is press it up to open it. And on the switch itself, there is a red light, and that's an indicator that your tank valve is open. So just make sure that when you need it open, the red light's on, we need it closed, that light is completely off. Just below it is our B&B utility center. So you can see our hot and cold water quick connect. You have your coax, your cable hookups off to the left-hand side. Over on the right-hand side, we have one of two water pump switches. So you have the one in here and the one inside on your control center. Just below it, we have a red switch, and that is for the front cap lights that Eric just talked about. So that's where that switch will be located. Below it, we have our controls for setting up whatever type of camping you're wanting to do. There is a sticker that'll basically easily tell you how to locate each valve depending on what type of camping you're looking to do. And then below it are two connections. On the left, you have your city water, so the water from your campsite coming in. And then over on the right-hand side, we have our one black tank flush. Over on the right, we have our outlets and then a motion detecting light up just above it. So your coach will come with a 65-foot retractable city water hose. And a quick tip to get it to retract back in, you're just going to pull it out slightly and in it'll go. So in your pass-through itself, we have these really convenient sliding access walls that are removable, and that'll give you access to that 65-foot water hose reel. And it does sit on a tray, so if it ever springs a leak, it'll go into the tray and actually bleed out your underbelly. And also back here is all your connections for your utility center along with your water pump, so if you ever need to go back there and address anything, you have really easy access to do so. So up in the ceiling of your pass-through storage right here is your 60 amp MPPT charge controller that does have Bluetooth capability. So the only thing you'll have to do when you hook your batteries up, depending on the batteries you chose, you'll come here and select the type of battery that you've got. And then just around the corner, you'll see an inverter prep sticker, which is basically where our loop of wires are for you or your dealer to install the inverter. We do offer an inverter kit that we would supply to you that includes everything in the kit needed to install an inverter, and that can be purchased through your local dealer's parts department. So underneath your coach here, you will see your sewer hose holder directly located by your termination point. And depending on floor plan, there could be one or two. And we do have a clear cap on there so you don't have any surprises at the campground. And in the back of the coach, on the Model Z Air 285, there will be a second termination valve underneath your slide out, and the pull handle to release that tank will be just behind the off-door side slide out. Just behind your rear axle, you will see a white valve sticking out of your underbelly with a handle. That's going to be your fresh tank drain. So when you go to put this thing away for winter or a long period of time, you pull that handle and that will drain your fresh tank completely. So just behind your front termination valve, you will have this access hatch, which will give you access to the manual overrides for your electric dump valves. So right here is going to be the hookup for your 50 amp shore power cord, and we do ship each unit with a 30-foot 50 amp power cord. Just to the right hand side is going to be your 35,000 BTU furnace, and then underneath you'll see these two openings. We recommend every so often coming out here and checking them, making sure no bugs or anything have created a nest and possibly causing a blockage on either side.
On the rear of the travel trailer, you're going to have your 2-inch receiver hitch. This will have a 300-pound capacity on it. Right next to it, you're going to have your 4-way flat, just in case you have any lights back here that need to be powered on your hitch-mounted accessory. Up top, you're going to have your Furrion observation camera system. That is going to come with a 7-inch monitor for inside your truck. That will allow you to see behind you, both when you're towing and also when you go to back into your campsite. This system works great in parallel with our Max Vision reverse system here, where there's 2 lights underneath the underbelly of your coach that will then come on once you put your truck in reverse there, helping to kind of light up the area behind you as you work to back into your campsite. Next to the observation camera, we have our heavy-duty wide stance ladder here with an additional stanchion on top. This comes in handy when you are doing any roof-mounted accessories or any type of maintenance that you might need to do up on top of the roof there. Right next to it, we're going to have our Furrion on-demand hot water heater. This is going to put out 2.4 gallons per minute of hot water. On this particular floor plan right here, you're going to notice your hot and cold low point drains located right behind this rear wall. This is going to vary depending on the floor plan that you have. Standing outside under one of 2 full coverage Solera awnings here with controls on the One Control panel inside for both your lights and operation. You can also use your One Control app. Another great feature of this awning is the pitch adjustment. So if it does start to rain, you can pull down on the handle right here and direct the flow of water one way or the other. We also recommend that you dry out the awning before running it in to prevent any long-term mildew or mold issues. On your windows here, you want to make sure that the seals are clean and free of any voids. There is also a stationary screen in here that can be easily removed by taking these pull tabs, going up and away with them, and that way it would allow you to remove that screen. Before you're ready to pack up and head on down the road, you want to make sure that your windows are closed and sealed shut. On the exterior of your Model Z Air, we use a 3M automotive style graphic with a 5-year warranty. If you are looking for washing and waxing details, you can find those on our owner's hub. As a note, if you are buffing the exterior, you're not going to want to buff over the graphics.
So down here on our running gear, starting with the tires, we're using a Goodyear Wrangler Workhorse. Max PSI is going to be 83. It'll also come with a TST banded TPMS, so going down the road, you'll have that 3-inch display in your truck to keep an eye on that tire pressure. Our 16-inch good looking wheels. For our suspension, we have a Road Armor equalizer, 6K leaf springs, and shock absorbers. We recommend getting underneath there once a year, greasing those zerks on the backhand side to make sure you're good to go and don't have any issues going down the road. So on the Model Z Air 285, your spare tire is going to be located just behind your front stabilizer jacks, and we use 2 different types of spare tire carriers. On the 285, it's a Norco carrier, and we ship in your black goodie bag a 3/4 inch socket that easily adapts to a drill or an impact gun. On the Z Air 295, you can utilize the crank in your pass-through storage to drop down your spare tire. So right by your spare tire crank is going to be your LP Quick Connect, so if you want to create your own makeshift outdoor kitchen, this gives you the ability to do so. So underneath the pass-through, you'll see that we're utilizing a drop frame, which is going to give us more pass-through height. And on the chassis, we do have a loop to hook your dog leash to as well. In the pass-through itself, on the very top, you'll see 2 disconnects. So here we have our storage mode disconnect. So this is going to kill everything on your 12-volt side. So if you're putting away for storage, putting it in your driveway for a long period of time, you don't want anything pulling off your batteries, you can turn that one off. Over here is your travel mode disconnect. So this is going to kill everything except for your jacks, your solar, and your refrigerator. So going down the road, you don't have any unwanted 12-volt pulling from your batteries. One thing I want to note, you need to make sure this thing is turned back on as soon as you get to your campsite. When this is off and you're plugged into shore power, it will not allow your converter to charge your battery. So you want to make sure this is turned back on. It was really intended to be a quick turn off, so if you didn't need to go inside or have time to go inside and turn off all your lights, you can come out here quickly, turn it off, and that will kill everything except for the 3 that I just mentioned. And before you remove the hang tags, I'd recommend taking a photo of them. That way you don't forget which one is which in the pass-through. Just underneath of it, you'll see our outlet. To the right, you'll see our cable hookup along with a hot and cold water hookup. We saw the one on the other side earlier. And then below, you have your 2 switches. The one on the left will be for your pass-through, and the one on the right will be for your underbelly lights. And just to the left-hand side, we have our outdoor speaker controls. So you'll have 2 outdoor speakers behind the skirt metal, and it does sound good, I promise you. And then on the pass-through floor, we do have a hatch here. So if you want to run your TV cable and wires up into here with leaving the baggage door closed, that allows you to do that. On the left-hand side of the door, we have our entry door handle, and we do ship it with this pin. We need you to put this in before you hit the road so this thing doesn't open up going down the road. So pop that out, and it's a full-size entry handle so you can grab it from even before the first step. So on the inside of the door here, you'll see our Lippert screen defender. It's a metal screen, so dogs, kids, anyone that's clawing at this won't mess up the screen. Just above it, we have our screen assist. So the screen will actually shut by itself. We know kids never shut the door, so this thing, you don't have to worry about it. And then we have the bar that runs all the way across. So if you're coming outside to camp around the fire, arms are full of pots and pans, you can just hit this with your elbow and open the screen door. So on the inside of your entry door here, you'll see we have the built-in shade that you can pull from the top down to have some privacy. So your Model Z Air is going to come with the RV lock with keyless entry. We ship it with 2 keys and a key fob that's already programmed. On the latch itself, to unlock and unlock it from the factory, you'll press 1, 2, 3, 4, lock. You can hear it locked. To unlock it, you'll do that same thing again. Unlock. On the fob itself, on the bottom, you'll have the lock button and unlock on the top. We do have a nice video on the owner's hub that'll walk you through how to program your own specific code into the door. So we're using the solid steps, and the top tread is a lot deeper. The legs are fully adjustable for those sites that are possibly on a funky angle. You can make sure that they're nice and level. And on the locking mechanism of these steps, I'll open the door. When they're in transit, we'll flip them up. And right now you can see the lever is to the left. That's going to allow us to set the steps on the inside. And to lock them for transit, you need to make sure that this yellow bar is directly down. That means that the steps are now locked in and can't go anywhere. And to release them, you just turn it and you can pull the steps back down. All right. So starting off on the inside of the coach here on our one control panel, this is going to be controls for most of your lighting, your awning lights, your ceiling light, island light, scare light, along with your water pump and your tank pad heaters. And at the very bottom, you have your 2 awning controls and then your slide switches. You can use this, or you can use the one control app on your phone to pair it. There's a little Bluetooth button right here that'll pop up on the app, and then you'll go in and fill out all the questions, and then you'll be able to pair your phone to your coach and control everything that's on this one control board on your phone. And just below it, we have a QR code that you can scan with your phone, and this will pull up our owner's hub with a bunch of great videos on how to operate everything behind this door. And then we have our ceiling light switches on a dimmer switch, so you can turn the brightness down, set the mood, whatever you want to do. And then over on the right-hand side, you have your max air fan controller that's located just on the back-hand side of the kitchen. And on the hutch lower, we have our 110 breakers on this side. And then over here, we have our 12-volt fuses.
Over at your kitchen island here, you're going to have a nice solid surface countertop with a pull-out trash and utility storage drawer, and also your removable paper towel holder here. Moving over to the sink, Underneath the sink, you're going to have your water shutoffs for your kitchen faucet, which you will also have water shutoffs in your bathroom and other water fixtures. Your island is going to sit on an all steel base. Each unit will come with 2 doggy bowls and a magnetized tray that you can place anywhere around the unit there to fit your needs. Also on your island base, you're going to have 3 furnace ducts to evenly distribute the heat. In the large pull-out drawer located next to your range top, you're going to find a goodie bag with all your warranty information and TV remotes, your monitor for your observation camera, your TST TPMS monitor, and your sink covers. Up top here, you're going to have 2 large overhead cabinets. In the middle, you're going to have your residential style microwave with very simple operation. Below it, you're going to have your 3 burner range with oven combination down here. All your controls will be right here, and your starter igniter is going to be over there on the left-hand side.
So above the refrigerator on the rear of the coach, we have 2 large overhead storage compartments. On the left-hand side, one of 2 pantries, a drawer, and then that bottom door is access to the back side of your hot water heater with 2 shutoff valves for the hot and the cold side. Our refrigerator is a Furrion 16 cubic foot 12 volt refrigerator. On the function wise, the fridge temp will be on the top, freezer temp below. You'll have a few different functions. Right now we have it on super fridge. To the right would be super freezer, and then the very bottom one is going to be your road mode, so it'll pull less amps. So going down the road, you're not draining your batteries. And then you have a lock function here, so if you lock it, it won't allow anyone to mess with your function. You have your fridge on the right and your freezer on the left-hand side. So on the top of the refrigerator right now, we have our travel lock on. So this will just unthread out, and then the storage compartment to the right-hand side of the microwave, there will be a specific magnet to store this once you get to your destination. So on this particular floor plan, being the 285, you're gonna have a rear office. So up above, you have large overhead cabinets, your light switch just underneath. Over on the left, you have your outlet with USB, USB-C, a large window to check out that view, what's going on behind you, your desktop area, and then underneath you have your storage ottoman and cushion top, and then your travel latch right here. So you wanna make sure that that's down while going down the road. And then underneath the countertop, I'll pull this out, you have a tray for pens, notepads, whatever it might be when you're working at your office space. So before we set up your dinette area to turn into a bed, there's a few things I wanna point out. You have your bench over here on the left-hand side, your light switch for the underlighting, and outlet all the way to the inside. And then you have a large drawer storage for anything you want to put in there. And over on the right-hand side, we have your 2 super comfortable dinette chairs as well. So I'll move these out of the way. I'll slide your ottoman over and show you how to set up the bed. So we'll slide the ottoman over, but before we do that, underneath the ottoman, if I lift it up, you'll see these 2 storage cushions. I'm going to pull these out of here, set them off to the side. Close that back up, slide the ottoman in, put that cushion top back on, and then underneath the table, you'll see this lever here. You want to pull it all the way to the left. That will release the stop and allow us to push the table down. Slide the ottoman over far enough to where it latches onto it. So as we push the table down, it's now resting on each support on each side. We'll take those 2 pieces I took out of the ottoman, set one there, set one here, and now your bed is ready to go for nighttime. So over here in our recliners, sit in the left one. To deploy the recliner, you'll see a black lever on each side of the recliners. You can pull that up, and that'll allow you to deploy the legs. When it goes back to locking them down, you need to make sure that that lever's all the way down, or else it will not latch. On the arms, you'll see heat and USB on both sides. In your center, you're gonna have a phone charger here, and this is also waterproof. So if you wanna put a drink or whatever it may be right here, you don't have to worry about water getting into it. In the center storage, you have 2 more USBs and then plenty of storage in this area. Behind me, the operation of the window is super simple. So we have our stationary screen, and our blackout blinds will pull down from the top. And if you were to look on the back side, there's a reflective foil. So on those super hot sunny days, the sun beaming into your coach, you can pull those down, and that reflective foil will help keep it cool in here. On the bottom, you have your day shade that'll pull up from the bottom side. And the operation on these windows are super simple. You'll crank to the right to open them up, and to close them, you'll crank left until it's nice and tight. So just across from the comfy recliners that I just showed you guys, large overhead cabinets, a 43-inch smart TV, and the controls for the televator are located just to the right-hand side. The cabinet door in front, I want to note, it actually hinges down like this instead of pulling out, so it's super simple. And inside this cabinet, you have an outlet, you have your HDMI hookup along with the controls for your interior speakers. And then below it, we have a 5,000 BTU fireplace. You have controls on the fireplace. So we also provide a remote for the fireplace that you can use to operate it while relaxing in the recliners. So moving over to your pantry here, opening it up, you saw the light automatically kicked on. You do have fully adjustable shelves along with an outlet in here to keep your coffee maker. Below this shelf here, you'll see a white spin-off. So that's going to give you access to your shower connection. So if you need to go back there and address anything, replace a shower head, that'll give you access to it. And then just below this shelf is going to be your furnace. So if you need to access it, you can either take off your furnace return or this top shelf. Moving over to your hutch area, large cabinets here, a nook for a kind of a catch-all, and then your coffee bar. You have an outlet, USB, USB-C, along with a light underneath here, drawers, storage here, and then like I said earlier, your 12-volt fuses just below. So moving into the bathroom here, we have our removable toilet paper holder. And for transit, you do want to make sure that this is magnetized so it's not flopping around going down the road. Porcelain toilet. Above, you got your 3 hooks for towels, robes, with a shelf above. And then we have our shower doors. One thing I want to note, the travel lock on this. It kind of has 2 clicks to it where you might think it's in, but it's not fully in. You want to push it down until you hear that click. Now you know that it's locked in for transport. So in the shower, we have our big 3-piece sprayer. I call this the human car wash. You have your controls on the bottom for which sprayers you want it to come out of, and then your hot and cold regulator right there. Over to your sink area here. For storage, you have a large pass-through storage for all your bathroom components, a large mirror that's backlit, and underneath the sink is where your hot water heater controller is going to be. So if this doesn't come on, you have a power button here, but you also have a power switch on the hot water heater itself, so make sure to check there if this doesn't come on. To the right of the sink, you have your Max air fan controllers along with a GFI outlet. So moving out of the bathroom into the bedroom, we have some controls here. So the top is going to be the light switch for your hallway. The one on the bottom will be your bedroom light switches that are on a dimmer. And then over to the right, we have our furnace controls here. So units prior to 258 would have had a round Furrion one, and that was to control your bedroom air conditioner along with your furnace. After 258, we added a chill cube to the bedroom, which will now be operated by a remote, and then the furnace is operated by this electronic Suburban. So moving in a little further into the bedroom here, at the foot of the bed up above, you're going to have your 32-inch smart TV. Below it, your second 5,000 BTU fireplace, and this does come with a remote so you can operate it from the bed. You also have controls on the fireplace as well. Below, we have a removable hamper. So we added this 258 and on. If you're before 258, you'll have 2 doors with cubbies behind it. And this is removable on little hooks that you can pop off, take to the laundry. Once it's empty, you can put it back in. Over to the right, we have 2 large doors, plenty of storage, and then drawers underneath. And depending on floor plan, you will have washer dryer prep. We are in a 285, which does have it. So you'd remove these drawers and then the cassette behind it. You take out the fasteners, pop out the cassette, and that'll allow you to have access to your hot and cold water, your drain, and everything else to hook up a washer and a dryer right here. So on each side of the bed, you're going to have 2 large areas for hanging storage and 2 drawers underneath. On each side of the bed, up at the head of the bed, you're going to have 2 cubbies with a light switch on the left and 2 switches on the right. The right-hand side will be for your underbed lighting and your reading light up above. In each cubby as well, you have an outlet with USB and USB-C, and then a shelf up above for phones or whatever else you'd want to put up there at nighttime. So I've already lifted the bed up, and this is one great way to make more space in the bedroom area for getting ready. We have these heavy-duty struts on each side of the bed that'll lift it up a lot higher to give you more room. On our felted little boxes here that you can see for jewelry or whatever you might want to put in there, we do have these little cushions that you can sit down on, make it easier to put your shoes on, your pants on, whatever it is that you need to do. On each side of the bed, we do have motion sensing lights to light up the hallway. I talked about the switch earlier in the right-hand side cubby, and it is a 3-way switch, so you can have it on, you can have it off, and you can have it in motion sensing mode. On each side of the bed as well, you have 2 drawers, and the nice thing about having that light is, one, it lights up the hallway, but when you open up the drawer the light's shining down so you can see what you're grabbing out of the drawer. In between the bed and the 2 cabinet areas, we have a built-in safe that is lockable, so you can keep your valuable goods in there and not have to worry about them. So as you're settling into your new Model Z Air, if there's a few components you're having a hard time locating, such as the vents underneath your microwave or the spinning piece on the inside, those can be found in your black Brinkley bag that'll be located in the drawer to the left-hand side of your stove. So like I just talked about, the vents and the rotating piece, we do ship each Model Z Air with locking inserts for your front LP compartment. You'll also find remotes for your TVs and your fireplace controls. You will find warranty and information on those specific components in there as well. And there are some things floor plan specific that we do include, such as on the 295, we provide L-track and 4 tie downs, so that big storage compartment in the back of the coach, you can install those in the floor and be able to tie down anything you want back there. So we just want to say thank you again for the purchase of your new Model Z Air. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our Brinkley customer care team, and we would be happy to help you out.